Hey guys, this is Elias with Softfly, and in this video I'm going to show you how to import WooCommerce variable products using an XML file and WPL import. Now the first step is to get our file, so I'm going to click here on this first button, right? And then we need to decide whether we want to create new items or update existing ones. I don't have any products in this site though, so I'm going to choose new items, and then I'm going to select WooCommerce Products from this pull down. So we're going to create new WooCommerce products for each record in this data file. Now I'm going to continue to step 2. And here in step 2, it's a review step where we need to check that our import file is looking good, that WPL import is detecting all of the products that we want to import, and that all of the elements from our import file have the right data. So that seems to be the case here. We can also decide to filter out some products that we don't want to import maybe, but we have other videos of this, so if you're interested in this, just look for them in our channel. You can find them by filtering options or filtering with XPath. Now I don't want to do that in this example, so I'm going to continue to step 3 because all of this is looking good. Now here on step 3, we just need to drag and drop all of the elements we want to import into the fields we want the elements to go. So this is the title, and I'm going to drag and drop the content, which is going to be the description, and we have here a short description, right? So I'm going to hit preview, and it's looking good, so I'm going to continue. Now here we have the WooCommerce Add-On section, and from here we want to select variable products, right? And you will notice that the variations tab shows up, and that's good. We're going to get there. We just need to work our way through these tabs, dragging and dropping the elements to the fields we want those elements to go. Now I'm going to drag and drop this SKU element in the SKU field. Then we have our regular price, sell price, right? Now you will notice these two elements are empty because this is a parent product. If I click here on this arrow, you will see the children or the variants for this parent product, and they do have prices, so that's good. Now these settings, I'm going to leave them as they are because the default values work just fine for me, and because we don't have any of that data here in our import file, right? So I'm going to jump into the inventory tab. I'm going to enable manage stock, drag and drop the stock element, which is here. For the low stock threshold, I'm going to say 2, but you can use whatever number works for you. Stock status, it's around here. Cool. You can set with XPath the elements you want to import directly from your file, or you can of course select a value from here. Now in my case, I have the correct values here in my import file, which are in stock, out of stock, and on back order. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to leave these settings as they are. And since I don't have any shipping and link products information, I'm just going to skip those tabs and jump into the attributes one. Now for the attributes, we have size, color, and brand. So I'm going to add 2 new rows here, and I'm going to type in here size, color, and brand. Right? Now I'm going to drag and drop these values from like so. Right? Cool. Now one thing here, guys, I'm going to leave most of these settings as they are because I do want to create variations. I do want these attributes to be visible, and I do want them to be taxonomies. But that's not the case for brands, because brand, we only have one brand, which is Softfly, and we don't need variations from brand. So we're gonna create variations from size and from color only, right? Now let's jump into the variations tab, and here we have several options. You just need to read very carefully all of these titles and choose the option that resembles the most to the structure you're using. Now, the options for us here is this first one, because although this looks like an Excel file, right? This is like a spreadsheet. Well, this also works for XML because we have here our ID, right? And this ID works as an SKU in this example. And we have here the parent ID, which works similarly to this parent SKU column. Now, if I read this title, it says all my variable products have an SKU or some other unique identifier, which in our case is the ID. Then it says each variation is linked to its parent with its parent SKU or other unique identifier, which is the parent ID, right? So we have here the parent ID 0 because this is a parent product, right? And this parent product have this ID. Now, if I click on this arrow, you will notice that this other product have other ID, right? But it has here on the parent ID element the same ID we have here. So this structure is the one for us. So I'm gonna drag and drop my ID here and the parent ID here. And with this, WP import will know how to import and link our variations together. Now, if you're using XML, you can have your variations as child XML elements. And if you do, just check out this video here and you will know what to do. Otherwise, just select the option that works for you. And if you're feeling a little bit lost here, just don't worry about it and contact our support team. Now, we're going to continue with this option. And we have everything we need here from the WooCommerce Add-On tab. So I'm going to jump into the next one, which is the images section. Now, here for the images, we have this element. So I'm going to drag and drop that. And this element is separating each URL with a pipe. Let me zoom in right here so you can see it, right? So if I hit preview, we won't be able to download any of the images because WP import is not separating the URLs correctly. Now we need to tell WP import what the delimiter is, and that is a pipe, right? So if I hit preview, we can see our images. Now let's click on the run test button. Cool. So it will work. These settings, I'm gonna just leave them as they are, but you can hover on the question mark and it will show you a brief description of what this option does, right? So for the custom fields, we're just gonna skip it. And then we're gonna jump into the taxonomy section. Now we're gonna enable the product categories, and our categories have a hierarchical structure, which is delimited by these greater than symbols. Now I'm gonna enable this third option. And from here, I'm going to select an element in my file contains the entire hierarchy, which is the case. So I'm going to drag and drop that element here. I'm going to make sure the separator is the one we need, and I'm going to hit preview. Now, this is looking good. This is the actual hierarchy we have here. So let's continue. I'm going to skip all of this because we don't need anything from here, from this section. The default values work just fine for me. And here on the function editor, we don't have any function we want to run, but if you did, well, you can write it here and do pretty much whatever you want with your data, right? If you want to know more about the function editor or any of the other sections we just went through, go to our website at wpimport.com, click on the docs menu, and you will find a lot more info there. Or if you want to check out the other videos in our channel, we have tons of info there too. Now, I'm going to click on the continue to step 4 button. And here on step 4, it's probably easier if I just click here on the auto attack button and let WP import choose our unique identifier. Now the unique identifier, it's what will make WP import differentiate each record and create all of them correctly independently from one another, right? Now if you want to know more, just read this text or go to our website at wpimport.com and click on the docs menu. Now these settings are mostly for when you need to rerun the import maybe. So this option will control whether you want to create products from this import or not, and this one will control whether you want to update the data in your records or not. And this third one will control whether you want to do something with the products that are no longer present in this import file. This is what I say, this is mostly for when you need to rerun this import, right? Because in this example, there is no much of a point here when we're creating new products, right? So if you want to know more about this, as I said before, hover on the question marks or click here on this YouTube icon if you want to know more about the remove or modify WooCommerce products that are no longer present in this import file functionality. Now, let's continue. We have here some scheduling options. You're welcome to check them out too. They are very popular with WooCommerce imports. So be sure to check them out in our channel or in our website. Now, let's continue and run this import. And this is going to take a minute or two while WP import downloads all of the images. So I'm going to pause the video here and come back when it's ready. Alright, so our import is complete. Let's see how our products came in. Alright, so we have 189 products, which is fine. This is the number we expected. Remember, we're importing WooCommerce variable products, so most of the products of the 2006 records we had are actual variants. So let's see how this actually looks in the front end, right? Cool, so we have this beautiful website, and here we have our products. They're looking real nice. So let's just open this one up and see what's going on here. So we have different images, which is always nice. And then we have some variations from color and size. Now let's select one, and you can see the image changes the color, so that's cool. Then we have here our SKU, then the different categories. Here we have our description. Then we have the size, color, and brand, which is not used for variations. So yeah, this is looking good. Let's see how this looks in the product page, where we have our title, description, the images. Here we have the taxonomies with the hierarchical structure. Then we have some product data, the short description. Here we have our attributes, size, color, and brand, not used for variations. And here we have our variants, each one of them with its own image, right? Its own SKU, price, regular price, sell price, stock quantity, and whatnot. So yeah, there you have it, guys. That's how you import WooCommerce variable products using an XML file and WPL import. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to know more about how to import or export other WordPress data, maybe you are importing or exporting ACF fields, maybe you created your custom fields with Jet Engine or Metabox, well, you can import or export those with WPL import. Same if you're maybe migrating some orders or products or whatnot. Just check out the other videos in our channel, check out our website at wplimport.com, and see you next time.